6 minutes. Alright, so I got 6 minutes. Audience. Note cards. Alright, I gotta get started, so I only got 6 minutes left. Do the honors, Sergeant Hello, just make sure it's aimed at me, please. Show me at all times. Alright, everybody here today, we're going to be talking about effective communication and conflict resolution. Before I go into this, I have to state some of my weaknesses. Last week, I got to make sure to avoid some filler words while I'm giving my speech, so I'll try to work on that today as well. Beginning, effective communication and conflict resolution. And it is the deal with married couples and how to effectively communicate with each other and how to effectively resolve conflicts within your marriage. I know we've got quite a few members here that are currently married. I believe just Estevez, you're the only one who's single in this room. So we're gonna talk about that. Hopefully it'll help you in your relationship. So a lot of people come to the assumption that when you get married, especially if you're getting married at a younger age, that you can go into it and just kind of like the fairy tale with the Cinderellas, from Cinderella to Frozen, the Disney fairy tale of I'm going to get married, we're going to live happily ever after, I got my Prince Charming, I got my princess, and everything's going to be okie dokie, hunky-dory for the remaining of the time of the marriage. However, that's not quite true. This is the real world. You have to actually work at something, have to put something into it to get something back out of it. If you want to stay together and actually, live happily ever after, you have to put work into it. It just doesn't happen automatically. So if you effectively communicate, and you have to have conflict resolution, because some type of point in your life in your marriage, you're gonna have conflict. It's just inevitable. We're all human. Nobody is perfectly matched. There's going to be some conflict and some friction within that marriage. So some of the tools to help you do that are to have a correct attitude. There's going to be some laws that we're going to discuss, some laws of communication. Some apology tools. You have to be able to apologize effectively. How to fight effectively once you get into some type of a conflict. Then your motives. How to deal with your emotions, some barriers, and appropriate boundaries. So first thing we're going to discuss is the attitudes. You have to have 4 B attitudes. Right now is the be, know, do model. This is the B attitudes of how to effectively communicate and respect your fellow spouse. You have to learn to be selfless. All right. By selfless, I mean respecting of each other. Respect each other's time, respect each other's space, respect each other as person, and respect each other's differences within your marriage. How to be gracious, gracious to each other, giving each other that benefit of the doubt. All right, along with being faithful. Now, when I say be faithful, that doesn't mean being faithful to your partner as far as in the bedroom. It also refers to trusting each other, not jeopardizing that trust. Talking behind each other's back. That goes with being faithful. Be forgiving. This takes practice. A lot of people aren't forgiving by nature. So the more you forgive each other, and hopefully you don't do too many things that it takes to be forgiven, but the more you do it, the more you practice it, the more you mentally prepare yourself to do that, the better off that you'll be able to be forgiving. Next, we're going to go into some communication laws. Call them laws. Stop lying and tell the truth. Okay. That's kind of self-explanatory. You don't want to lie to your partner. That's just one of the laws of communication. Keep it current. Don't dwell in the past. Let things lie in the past where they belong. Okay, don't rehash it. Don't bring it up. The issue. Make sure that the issue that you bring up is relevant to what you're communicating. Trying to communicate with. All right, you don't want to bring anything that's irrelevant. Be proactive versus being reactive. Once you're communicating, think about how the other person's going to feel, how the other person's going to react to what you're saying, and how you're going to go about saying it. All right, some apology tools. Once you've effectively communicated, make sure that you know how to apologize, keeping account their thoughts, their feelings. And be a wordsmith, because words have meaning. Make sure that you don't say something you don't intend to mean. Make sure you think about it first before you actually say it. And less is more, okay? You want to get to your point. You want to make it clear and concise, your point to your partner. That way they understand your meaning, that you're not beating around the bush. All right, getting into conflict resolution, there's 3 checks that you need to do. You need to not be so prideful. Make sure not to emphasize each other's faults. Make sure you know. Make sure that there's not an audience around when you're doing it. You just do it one-on-one and not in front of other people. And again, going back to don't be unfaithful to your partner. No need to go outside your relationship and talk to somebody else about your partner. Talk to your partner about your partner. All right.